Peace and blessing to all the viewers. All praises to the Most High. So today we have a very profound message concerning the Gentiles. The topic is Yahweh's warning to the Gentile nations for their destruction. Without further delay, let's jump into it. For I speak to you, Gentiles, inasmuch as I'm the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. So Paul is speaking to you, Gentiles, right now in this episode. Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. So Paul says, boast not against the natural branches, meaning don't be arrogant towards the children of Israel or the Bantu people. Don't get lifted up with pride against the children of Israel. But if you boast, then remember that it is not you that support the root, but it's the root that supports you. That's what it basically means. Because the children of Israel didn't come into your covenant. You the one who came into the children of Israel covenant. The laws and statutes and commandment and the covenant was only given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not to the Gentile nations. Salvation is from the Israelite. That's what Paul was trying to warning the Gentiles about. So that's why he said, boast not against the natural branches. That will say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in. That will say then, listen to one of the realest prophecies that Paul was given in his epistle concerning the Gentiles. And look how it has been fulfilled in today's modern Christian church. He says, thou will say then that the children of Israel are cut off so that I can become God's people. That the 12 tribes of Israel doesn't matter anymore. That we are all equal now on the same level. This is what the Gentile ended up saying. And that's what Paul prophesied about the Gentile in regards to the children of Israel. The book, the Bible, is the entire Bible is referencing these people, the children of Israel, but nobody is talking about the children of Israel in the church, because the Gentiles have boasted against the natural branches. You've boasted against the natural branches. This is what Paul told you not to do. Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off, and that standeth by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear. Be not high-minded, but fear. You're supposed to be fearful and trembling with your position in regard to the Most High. You're not supposed to be boasting against the natural branches. You're supposed to be merciful towards the natural branches, because you receive salvation thanks to the children of Israel. Because of unbelief, the children of Israel were cut off, and then salvation was extended to you. So you have to be fearful and trembling. For if God spared not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. So if the Most High cut off his own people, if the Most High cut off his chosen people, you have to beware lest the Most High cut you off as well. You have to take heed lest the Most High will cut you even faster than he did to his own people. This is the warning that the Most High was given, that Paul was giving to the Gentile through the Spirit of the Most High. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of God on them which fell, severity, but towards thee goodness, if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. So basically, Paul was telling the Gentiles that take note of the kindness and the severity of the Most High. So the severity went towards those who have fallen, meaning the children of Israel. The severity on them that fell, meaning the children of Israel. Poverty, oppression, slavery, that's the severity that the Most High put on the children of Israel. But towards thee, you Gentiles, kindness was upon you, and goodness of God. And this kindness and this goodness will continue to be if you continue in his goodness. Meaning, you as Gentile, you were supposed to be taking the correct gospel and go across the globe and spreading it in an authentic form until the children of Israel, until we serve our captivity and our punishment. So you were supposed to be taking the correct gospel and spreading it throughout the four corners of the earth until we, the children of Israel, we came back as the rulers of the earth. That's what the Gentile was supposed to do. But instead, they woke up and brought in the pagan custom of their forefathers and presented to the world and said, this is the true word of God. So are you continuing in his goodness? Absolutely not. Otherwise, thou also shall be cut off. And that's what you're going to find out is going to happen to the Gentiles. The Gentiles are going to be cut off. They're going to be destroyed. I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man that is not inhabitant. So this is the prophet Zephaniah envisioning the final destruction of the Gentile nations, because it was already prophesied that the Gentiles will get destroyed before salvation was even extended to them. It was already prophesied because the Most High declared the end from the beginning. It was already prophesied that you Gentile nation are going to get destroyed before salvation was even extended to you. And so now the prophet Zephaniah is seeing it. He sees no man inhabiting the cities of the Gentiles, because the Most High have destroyed you. I said, surely thou wilt fear me, thou wilt receive instruction, so that dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings. The Most High give instructions to the Gentile nation. So they wouldn't get destroyed. The Most High gave them instruction on what they're supposed to be doing so that they wouldn't receive the damnation that will prophesy against them. He told them to keep the commandment. He told you, Gentile, that you're not supposed to be eating things sacrificed to idols. He told you that you're not supposed to be committing fornication. He told you have to follow the commandment. But instead, what you do, you woke up and brought in the pagan customs of your forefathers and perverted the entire doctrine of the Most High, and even change the image of the Most High and his people. So you Gentiles out there, your ancestor did not follow the instruction of the Most High. That's why it's already prophesied that you're going to get destroyed, because the Most High knew your heart. The Most High knew what you're going to do anyway, but still he gave you the instruction, even though he knew what you're going to be doing at the end of the day. Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Most High, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nation, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, indeed all my fierce anger. So the Most High is determined to gather all the Gentile nation together, so he can pour out his fierce anger upon you. Obviously, you Gentiles out there, you're doing something wrong if the Most High is prophesied to come back and to pour out his fierce anger upon you. Obviously, you're doing something wrong. Letting you know that there is no Gentile nation out here that's preaching the word of the Most High in the authentic form. No, none of these Gentile nations, not even a Roman Catholic Church, because she's the mother of harlot. None of these Gentile nations is teaching the word of the Most High in the authentic form. Otherwise, it wouldn't be gathering you together to pour out a fierce anger upon you. But now that you have the last chance to listen those messages through the children of Israel, you're still not going to take heed to that. You're going to continue going out there and pushing the Roman Catholic Church. That's what you're going to keep going out there doing. You're going to keep going out there pushing Islam. That's what you're going to keep going out there doing. You're going to keep going out there pushing Jehovah Witness. That's what you're going to keep going out there doing. That's why it's already prophesied that the Gentile is going to be destroyed. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So he's talking about bringing the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Talking about the part of the southern kingdom that went into slavery during the transatlantic slave trade. He's going to bring them back. And Jerusalem, meaning Jerusalem is in captivity right now too. Because those that live in the land of Israel today are not the children of Israel. They are Gentile. So Jerusalem is captive by Gentiles right now. And this was prophesied long ago during the time of Messiah even. He says, Jerusalem is going to be trodden down by the Gentile until the latter times. So Jerusalem is captive right now. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So the Most High is going to gather all the nations together, all the Gentile nations together, and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And he's going to plead you. He's going to plead with you with fires. He's not going to sit down to sign treaties of peace. No. He's going to plead with you with fires. Because in Isaiah chapter 66, he says the Most High is pleading with all flesh, with fire and flames of fire. That's how he's going to be dealing with you. All the Gentile nation. Why? Because of his chosen people that you have scattered, that you have enslaved, and for his land that you have parted, that you have divided. The Most High is jealous for his people, for all the things that you have done to his people. And he's going to judge you for that. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. So the Most High is giving a commandment to the prophet, and I'm also going to follow this commandment in these last days. Prepare war. So the Most High is sending out a message to the Gentile. He says, get ready to go to war against them. The stage is already set. You have all of these Gentile nations. You have the Russian, you have the American, you have all these European countries building those nuclear weapons, talking about they have power and that no one out there can stop them. They have no idea what's coming. They have no idea that they're getting ready to fight against the Most High. So that's why the Most High said, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So get your army ready. Get your Marine Corps ready. Get all your mighty men ready to come down to the valley of Jehoshaphat for the dinner that I have prepared for them. The Most High is sending out invitation to every single one of you Gentiles out there who's getting ready to fight against the Most High. Come on up to the valley of Jehoshaphat so we can enjoy this dinner together. That's what the Most High said. Beat your plowshares into sword and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So the Most High is allowing these Gentile nations, he's allowing the Russian, the European countries, the American, to build up the technologies so they can continue to lift themselves up with pride, so they can continue to say, oh, look at all the nuclear weapons we have. Look at the establishment that we put together. Look at all the technology that we created. We are unstoppable. No one out there can stop us. That's why he said, let the weak say, I am strong, because you Gentile nation are really weak compared to the Most High. You're not even comparable. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So all you Gentile nations, all of the Russians, all the Americans, all of the European countries who get ready to fight, come on down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. He's calling out every single one of you. The Most High is sending out invitation, man. You need to come down. Continue to lift yourself up with pride by saying that you are powerful. Keep doing the work of Satan. The Most High is coming back for you. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance, and the Most High of hosts is his name. That are my battle axe and weapon of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nation, and with thee will I destroy a kingdom. So basically what you're going to find out is that the Most High is going to use the children of Israel along with the Messiah to execute judgment upon the heathen. That's why he said, thou art my battle axe and weapon of war. Who's the thou that is referring to? It's referring to the portion of Jacob. Context, he's talking about the children of Israel. Those who are going to be part of the election. Those who are going to be part of the election to execute judgment upon the heathen. And he says, when the Messiah returns, and those who are alive, the children of Israel who are alive, they're going to get changed in the twinkling of an eye. So what you're going to find out is that these people are not going to be humans anymore, or what you call human with fleshly body. They're going to be having different body. They're going to be given spiritual bodies, and you're going to see exactly what these bodies are capable of doing. And those are the ones that the Most High is going to use along with the Messiah to destroy the Gentiles, nations. With thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider, and with thee also I will break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. So with the children of Israel, the Most High is going to break these people in pieces. The horses and the chariots are the helicopters and the army vehicles, the tanks, and the riders are the pilot that are controlling this vehicle. We're going to be able to break these things in pieces because we're going to have different bodies. We're not going to be the regular human that you see walking around, that you call Negroes, black people, monkeys, or whatever, porch monkeys, whatever you want to call us. We're going to have different bodies, and you're going to see exactly what these bodies are capable of doing. And you're going to meet these people, young and old. It doesn't matter. You don't keep the commandment. You Gentile, you don't keep the commandment. You boast against the natural branches. Say it doesn't matter who the children of Israel are. That the laws are done away with. We're not supposed to be keeping a commandment. Go to teaching people to keep Sunday worship, the worship of the sun. You're going to be part of this judgment. You're going to meet the children of Israel in their spiritual body, and judgment will be executed speedily. Young and old, it don't matter. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captain and rulers, and I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said the Most High. So the Most High is talking to the children of Israel. He's going to be doing all of these things in the sight of the children of Israel. And we're going to see how the Gentiles are paying for what they have done to us. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloth of sack and hair. Beware your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Like I said earlier, the stage is already set. Destruction unto you, Babylon and Asia, the Chinese, the Japanese, all you Gentile nations, all you heathen out there, boasters against the natural branches. A sword is sent upon you. A fire is sent among you. Nobody's going to be able to quench it, because it's the Most High who did it. Nobody is going to be able to redeem you out of this destruction. My sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Edomia and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Most High is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Most High have a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Edomia. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and the dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. The Most High will execute vengeance in anger. Have you ever seen the anger of the Most High? That's why he says this is something that you have never heard and you will never hear about again, because it's the Most High anger. The Most High has not been angry. The way he's going to pour out his anger and fury upon the heathen, then you will feel it. You got Russia and America president talking about if anyone trying to cross the line, they will see something that they have never seen before. We heard the president of Russia saying that to the Americans. He said if they ever cross the line, they're going to see something that they have never seen before. So this is exactly how they're preparing to go down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. This is not some random statement. This is a prophecy that they are preparing to fulfill. The Most High is stirring up their spirit in order for them to prepare the war, and people have no idea what's coming, such as they have never heard before, because it's all the sins of the Gentiles that have been accumulated. All of it is going to be dealt with in the day of the Lord. All of it is going to be dealt with in the day of the Most High, the Armageddon, the day of vengeance of the Most High, the great day of the Most High. All the sins of the Gentile that has been accumulated for decades, for centuries, all of it is going to be dealt with in one day. That's why he says this is something that you have never heard. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Most High their God from that day and forward.